a deadly diagnosis.
That was the first time we heard the words Ebola.
With one missionary fighting for his life.
How do I tell Josiah that Daddy's not coming home?
See what brought him back from the dead. Plus, America's pharmacist, Susie Cohen, shares what we really need to do to look and feel healthier and younger. All on today's 700 Club Interactive. Well, welcome to the show. Here's Ephraim Graham with this week's top 5 stories from Studio 5.
At number 5. Big news from chart-topping singers Hillsong Young and Free.
We have been working hard on a brand new album and it's ready and it's
And 3 will be available to fans around the world June 29th.
Are you surprised at how much American young people love your music?
Yeah, I feel like young people are more open to, Jesus than ever, and so it has been awesome. I think when we started Young and Free, I think we never thought that we would be coming to the USA, although we always hoped maybe that we would. I think being here and being able to play in front of people and lead worship and it's surprising, but I think it's cool, and it's been awesome to see people just respond in such a positive way.
At number 4.
I saw a monster. It came at me from out of the sky. It made a sound like...
It's a Studio 5 sneak peek at the animated comedy adventure Smallfoot.
I saw it. A mythical creature I had only heard existed in legend. Look at your small foot! Oh my gosh, it's a small foot!
The film hits theaters in September and features big-name voices like Channing Tatum, James Corden, Zendaya, Common, Yara Shahidi, Danny DeVito, and NBA star LeBron James.
I should introduce myself. Hi, I'm... Oh, look at you. You're adorable.
At number 3, as Steph Curry's shooting defies logic in the NBA Finals, eyeing the MVP and championship trophies, Mrs. Steph Curry is cooking up a pretty big game of her own.
Hey everyone, Aisha here. I'm super excited to announce that not only am I cooking up a new baby, but I'm also cooking up a new show with ABC Network. It's called Family Food Fight, and it's a family competition series. 8 families from across the country will go head-to-head to claim the title of America's #1 food family. Not only will they win the title, they'll also win $100,000. These are high stakes, people.
The cookbook author and restaurant owner will serve as the host and a judge on the 8-episode family cooking competition. Stick with Studio 5 to learn the air date and additional judges when they're announced.
There's only one way that I know how to immensely show my love, and that is through cooking.
At number 2.
We want to speak to the city. We want to call the city back to God.
That is the voice of longtime evangelist Luis Palau, whose rich life is soon to be a film. Palau the movie is gearing up for an October release.
I play the part of Ray Stedman, who was an evangelist, a big evangelist back in the 60s, and he was very instrumental he found Luis preaching on a street corner. What was so cool to me was to get to step back in time, and they captured that era so well in this film.
My dad's father died when he was 10, so he's a fatherless boy going through this world in a small town in Argentina, but he hears the voice of God and believes for it. He takes the principles of the Bible and applies them to his life very simply. And you fast forward, now he's 83, and you look at his life and say, wow, that's how I want to finish.
The autobiographical film will follow his journey from a strong-tempered young street preacher to a renowned evangelist whose reach has impacted the world for Jesus.
We want to shake the city with love. We want to be a light to the city, and we want to be salt in the city.
At number 1.
For 30 years, Anthony Ray Hinton was a dead man walking.
Thank you, Jesus! Thank you, Lord!
Turning the page on the story of an Alabama man who spent 30 years on death row for a crime he didn't commit.
Would you believe this is the first time I've been in the rain?
3 years after his release, Anthony Ray Hinton has written a book about the experience. And this week, it gets a big endorsement.
My new book club selection is The Sun Does Shine: How I Found Life and Freedom on Death Row by Anthony Ray Hinton.
Men had taken his freedom, not his soul.
They took my 30s, my 40, my 50, but what they couldn't take was my joy.
I don't sense any bitterness. Why is that?
Bitterness kills the soul. I cannot hate because my Bible teaches me not to hate. I've seen hate at its worst. What would it profit me to hate?
Well, Ephraim joins us now, and we've got to talk about Anthony Ray Hinton. Give me the backstory. How was he convicted?
He is an amazing man. He was convicted in 1985, accused of murdering 2 restaurant workers in Alabama. There was a killing spree essentially going on during the time, and that whoever was doing it was putting their subjects in freezers and killing them. He was accused of it because one of the people who survived identified him as the killer, although it wasn't him. He had an alibi. He was at work where he punched a time clock. His boss said there was no way he could have left, but he unfortunately could not afford good representation. They could not afford a good ballistic expert to examine the weapon that they had taken that wasn't his. It was his mom's weapon that hadn't been used in a long time. And it wasn't until the Supreme Court finally stepped in when they presented, case after case after appeal after appeal, the Supreme Court finally said that he deserved a new trial. And then he got free as a result of that. And then Alabama decided to drop the case because all the evidence shown, it just wasn't enough to muster up.
Did they ever find the real killer?
Not to my knowledge have they found the real killer. But I will say, I'm reading the book right now. It was released last month. I just got it yesterday. He is such an amazing man. And to see there is no bitterness. He truly loves God. And in chapter 1, he's talking about how the case unfolds and he gets to take the stand for himself. And he is praying for the prosecutor. He is praying for the judge. He's already been convicted, and this is his sentencing. He just gets to speak. And he goes, I almost hated you. I almost did. But God wouldn't let me do that. God said there's no place for hate. So I'm praying for you. And he speaks to the families, to the victims' families. He goes, I know this may give you solace that someone is going to jail, but I'm not the person. And I pray to God that the killer is found. His story is amazing. I think I'm on chapter 9 now. But literally, when I got through chapter 1, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is not fiction, but it reads like a novel. And he is an amazing man. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm
blown away.
I'm stunned. I mean, I think I might be able to do that for a day or two.
Yeah.
But how does that translate over 30 years
in a 5 by 5
every
cell.
single day you got to wake up and go, I don't belong here.
Yeah, and he says, he's watching people being taken to the electric chair. And he started a book club on death row. And he also started a trend of when the men were walking to the death chamber, that they spoke their names. Guilty or not, just to let you know, you're not alone. Keep your head up. We know, you're walking to your death, but keep your head up. But that, all him. He gets out of jail feeling rain for the first time and still has a sense of humor. There's a cake, and they're about to serve it to celebrate his release. And he goes, well, I just got off death row, so money's kind of tight. Can I get $5 a slice? Just sort of start the process.
I need to reintegrate here. I need to get some money pretty quickly.
I need some help. Great.
Is there a movie in the works?
I would believe there's got to be. And I think with Oprah loving this book, I would say the first person who probably would like her company to pick that up would be her. Right. I could see it.
Well, next is Luis Palau. This is a full movie release.
It is.
In theaters nationwide and throughout Latin America.
Yes, in October. It is Palau the movie. His son is excited about it. He got word of the shooting beginning when he announced, shortly about the same time that he announced that he was battling stage 4 lung cancer. So this story is going to be beautiful, and the impact that Billy Graham had on his life is a big part of the story as well.
Oh, the big impact he had on all of Latin America,
absolutely,
as well as the United States.
Absolutely.
Just incredible life, incredible legacy.
Looking forward to
It's good to see there'll be a movie about
Yes, yes, and it looks very, very good. Very well done.
Okay. Well, for all the latest in entertainment news, you can check out Ephraim's weekly show. It's called Studio 5, and you can watch it on cbn.com/Studio5. And Ephraim, we'll see you again next week.
See you next week.
Well, coming up, a missionary to Africa starts feeling a little sick and then collapses when he reaches the hospital.
And it was in the same week of the Ebola outbreak. I had to wear all the regalia just to walk in the room and be with him. There was no physical contact. I couldn't hold his hands. Any of the normal stuff that you would do on somebody's deathbed.
See what brought her husband back after being given just 2 to 3 hours left to live. That's up next, right after this. Matthew Murray uttered what he thought were his last words. And as he lay dying on his hospital bed, his wife Becky was trying to find the right way to break the news to their son.
You know, how do I tell my little boy? My little boy was 3 at the time. How do I tell Josiah that Daddy's not coming home? How do I call my mother-in-law and tell her that her son's not coming home? And every dream and every promise that we believed over our lives just appearingly shattered on the floor.
Matthew and Becky Murray of Great Britain met on a missions trip. For Becky, it wasn't love at first sight.
And we had to pray for people, and I remember the whole team paired up really quickly, and the only person left was Matt. And I was like, oh, do not want to pray with this guy. And sure enough, we got put together praying for the sick, and people were getting healed. And genuinely, my first thought about Matt was, well, it can't be that bad because God's using him.
Soon, Matthew and Becky got married and sensed God beginning to speak to them.
It was the first time I felt the Spirit of God speak to me. I'd been saved since a little girl, but I'd never heard the Spirit of God speak to my heart. And I felt him say that I would run a children's home. And so literally, that was not the plan. I wanted to go and study law, but sure enough, he's got a better plan than what I had for my life. And so I was doing short-term missions trip for quite a long time until we started our own children's home in Kenya in 2012.
King's Children's Home gives shelter to hundreds of kids that live in destitution on the streets of Kenya. They are well fed, not just with food, but also by the Word of God. After visiting Kenya in 2014, Matthew and Becky made a fundraising trip to the United States, where Matthew began to feel sick.
He just started with the usual symptoms of flu, and so he got the chills and a fever, and I remember giving him paracetamol and thinking, oh, you'll be fine, darling. And a few days went by and he just kept deteriorating and getting worse and worse, and so we went to the doctor.
When they arrived, Matthew was placed in isolation for 3 days. Every sign pointed to a deadly virus.
That was the first time we heard the words Ebola. Tragically, he had every symptom of it, and it was in the same week of the Ebola outbreak. I had to wear all the regalia just to walk in the room and be with him. There was no physical contact. I couldn't hold his hands. Any of the normal stuff that you would do on somebody's deathbed.
Alone in a foreign country, it was getting harder for Becky to cope with what the doctors were saying.
And one of the really challenging moments was the doctor looked at me and she said, you can't go back to Kenya. She said, you've got a little boy at home who calls you mummy. He's already lost his daddy. And with tears, I just remember saying, but how can I not? How can I not go back? You see, I've got 100 babies out there who call me mummy and call him daddy too.
Finally, the doctors had a breakthrough with Matthew's diagnosis.
Eventually, they found out he had malaria, and we were relieved. oh, baby, a few days on tablets and you'll be fine. We was diagnosed on the Thursday. On the Friday, the doctor pulled me in the room and she said, you have to know your husband's life's hanging in the balance. She started talking about certain organs going into failure. And I remember just thinking, no, this can't be, you know? And the doctor said, we've just had the pathology results back. And actually his malaria levels have gone to 50%. Now I'm a nurse by background, and once your blood is half overtaken with a parasite, naturally speaking, there's no coming back from that. And she sat me down in a conference room and she said, he has maybe 2 or 3 hours left to live. We'll give him pain relief until he passes, but it's going to be a matter of hours.
Becky knew that the only hope for Matthew was the power of prayer. So she sent out a Facebook post asking people to pray for her dying husband.
Please pray for Matt, urgent. And put my phone down and I'm just praying and just trying to pull myself together. And then I walked out of the room and this nurse beckoned me over and she had a big smile on her face. And I remember thinking, she must not know what I've just been told. She said, I've no idea what's just taken place, but we've just got a second lot of pathology results back. And his malaria has dropped from 50 down to 10%. And I remember in that moment just thinking, oh my goodness, God is doing something here. God's doing something.
Matthew's malaria levels went from 10% down to 5%, and then finally to 0. His miraculous healing shook not just that hospital, but the entire medical community. Everyone was amazed at how this could have happened.
Jesus promised me that he would never leave me or forsake me. So although the doctors didn't want to come near me, although the nurses were scared to touch me, Jesus was right there with me. And that's what faith is all about.
There was another surprise in store for Matthew when he woke up.
I sobbed like a little baby. I cried and cried and cried. When I picked up my phone, I looked at Facebook. I had 2,000 messages from people, strangers who I'd never even met, saying, we were praying for you. Our church was praying. We stood in the gap. We fasted. We prayed. I was humbled. I thought, wow, God, your church is the most incredible army on the planet to be mobilized so quickly to pray for someone they didn't even know. I thought, this is pretty incredible.
If someone doubts in the power of prayer, I would ask them to meet my husband, because every doctor had given up on him. The doctors had done all they could with medicine and they did the best they could. They worked as hard as they could. But even the doctors acknowledged that this had to be a miracle because there is no explanation for Matthew's recovery.
Today, Matthew and Becky run a ministry called One by One, and they continue to share their story of miraculous healing with people around the world.
One of the nurses on the ICU unit actually gave her heart to Christ as a result of it, because she saw firsthand, medicine didn't do this, God did this.
Psalmist is true. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. And that's what they learned, that wonderful couple. They learned that Jesus was with them every step of the way. And he had a plan. He had a plan for resurrection. If you need prayer for anything, we're here for you. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call us, 1-800-700-7000. We believe in prevailing prayer. We believe that's the prayer that gets an answer. When you know that God is with you, when he's right there, you know you have the answer right there for every human need. So if you need prayer, call us, 1-800-700-7000. Well, still to come, want to look and feel younger? America's pharmacist reveals what you can do to slow down the effects of aging. Susie Cohen is here when we come back. Well, she's dubbed America's pharmacist, but for the last 15 years, Susie Cohen has been treating illnesses naturally. She says we can look and feel great without going under the knife.
Americans are spending billions on costly plastic surgeries, night creams, and exotic facials in their search for the fountain of youth. America's pharmacist Susie Cohen says look no further. Recently, she formulated a supplement she says slows down the visible signs of aging.
The collagen beauty powder is above and beyond all the rest because it's tiny little small peptides that actually get to your gut and into your bloodstream, and they travel all over the body.
Susie shows us how to smooth out wrinkles and plump up our skin without injections or surgery.
Well, joining me now is Susie Cohen. She's known as America's pharmacist, and thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I just turned 60, so
wow.
What tricks do I need to start doing to look younger?
You look great. So unless you want to feel more pretty, then I can help you today. That's amazing. You look good. And I'm 53 too. And you know, I do media and TV, and I don't want to do anything fake. I'm afraid of injections and shots and all that. So I've crafted a beautiful formula that I think is every woman's dream come true. And men. I mean, it's pink. It's actually pink.
It's
if you're
pink?
brave enough to drink pink,
and
I'm going to show you how to use it.
The reasons it's pink is you're using something, and I see those cherries, so you're using some kind of cherry extract in there?
It's tart cherry extract. It's a brand called Nordic Cherry, and it's a powdered cherry. So it gives it a natural pink color, but more than anything, it's a natural antioxidant, and our skin loves antioxidants. So the antioxidants come and sweep away all the damage that we get from sunburns and sunlight and from smoking and sugar and junk food, and I know you don't eat any junk food.
I try that too.
But that's what antioxidants do.
Popcorn I still eat.
Popcorn? Is that your secret?
Yeah.
But I know no coffee.
I'm off coffee. I've been off coffee for a long time.
You told me last time that that helped you with the sleep.
What are the other bad foods? What are bad foods for your skin?
Well, junk foods, and people will know this because it's pretty easy. Basically, if they have an ingredient that they can barely pronounce, and it's multisyllabic, so there's a lot of, it's a long chemical, that's not real food. Just eat real food.
Just real food?
Yeah.
Anything you can eat that can really help your skin?
Yes, foods that are rich in vitamin A, C, E, and collagen. So vitamin A, you can think of that as orange foods, things like cantaloupe and carrots and squash. So sweet potatoes, they're orange from the beta carotene. And then the vitamin C, traditional citrus fruits. Vitamin E, walnuts would be great. And then collagen, you're not going to really get enough from bone broth and traditional, meats. So I recommend a supplement.
So you can't get enough just by...
Not really. I mean, our collagen factory declines so rapidly, and our ability to create collagen declines so quickly. After the age of 40, it starts to tank. And then you look at it, and you see in the mirror the signs of aging, the fine lines around the eyes and the forehead and the smile lines. And, we don't feel as pretty and youthful as we used to. So collagen supplements, when taken orally, have been clinically shown to help reduce and delay the signs of aging.
And it doesn't just help your skin, it also helps your joints.
Right.
That's, for me, that's the real...
That's the real...
I can feel it, and...
It would be a beautiful
your knees
thing.
change, your elbows change, your shoulders change, and particularly after any kind of exercise, you go, okay.
Yeah, a little bit creaky, like I feel you, I hear you. No, I understand. And it used to be that we used to have to pick whether we can look great or feel great, and now we don't have to because the collagen peptides have gotten small enough to where they penetrate all the cells in the body, and they ramp up production in the cell itself to crank out more collagen. And collagen is a youthful supplement. It helps smooth and firm the skin from the inside out, and it increases suppleness, and it helps with sagging, and it even helps with stretch marks and cellulite a little bit.
Well, how important is it to really control inflammation in your body?
Huge, absolutely huge. It could be the single most important thing that you should be doing.
And how do you do that?
Well, I would limit the foods that you eat that are inflammatory, such as the ones we first talked about, and then I would ramp up the antioxidant foods.
So you can actually get inflammation by eating the wrong food.
Yes, of course. I mean, and people feel it immediately.
By junk food.
Junk foods. And
how about sugar?
Sugar and foods that are high in histamine, which a lot of people don't realize are some of the fermented foods, which they're good for some people, but not for everyone. So things like dried fruits, like you think of maybe dried cranberries and dried figs, they might be good for some people, but in others who have high histamine to begin with, it's cranking that up, and it can create more sensitivity, sneezing, wheezing, itching, even gut problems. So high histamine foods should be avoided. They're pro-inflammatory.
What about other fermented foods like miso or soy?
I think I would limit the soy if you have problems with estrogen. It's very estrogenic. I generally don't recommend soy for a man.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
No, but I do recommend
I don't want estrogen.
No, but I can show you.
But I'm just talking about fermented. There are a lot of different kimchi. Fermented food is that high in histamine.
It can be for some people. So yeah, so I would recommend kimchi. I love kimchi. I've even been to South Korea, and I very much support fermented foods. But in people with autoimmune disorders, that's who I'm talking about. Those are the people that should avoid the histamine.
Anything we can take to lower inflammation?
Lowering inflammation and histamine would happen through the diet first, and then second to that, it would happen with antioxidants.
Okay. So just like cherries,
cherries, right.
any dark fruit,
yes,
turmeric.
Yes, and you can put the collagen in any of these ingredients.
They're counting us out, so we gotta go. If you want to find out more, we've got a free ebook for you. All you have to do is go to cbn.com. And Susie, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
God bless. We'll see you again.